No haggle pricing. What does that mean? Isn't the whole point to spend hours negotiating a price at the dealership? Not exactly. But if you can't haggle, can you still get a good deal? On this episode of Behind the Desk, we dive deep into the No-Haggle Dealership model and see if you can still get a great deal on a new or used vehicle, even without the ability to negotiate. Welcome back to Behind the Desk. My name is Daryl, aka Mullet D, aka the guy in the chair. Today we're talking no-haggle, no-hassle dealerships. To gain a better understanding, let's first discuss what a no-haggle dealership is. No haggle, no hassle, one price, what you see is what you pay, no matter how it's said. The basic concept of this dealership model is you don't have to negotiate to get a good deal. But is that actually the case? The answer isn't a simple yes or no. These no-haggle dealerships have gained in popularity banking on the idea that most average buyers are sick and tired of spending half the day in the dealership negotiating, haggling, going back and forth, and trying to get a good deal on their next vehicle. And based on the polls and research, they were right. Many buyers even admit to being happy paying a little bit more for a vehicle in order to just have a quick and hassle-free buying experience. But not every no-haggle dealership is the same. As Bob Ross would say, let's paint a clearer picture and break these no-haggle dealerships down into three categories. The for real no-haggle dealership model. Ever popularized by CarMax and used by competitors like Carvana and Enterprise, these dealerships don't mess around. From cost of the vehicle to trade values, fees, and for the most part, even products like warranties and gap, the price is the price. The whole selling point of these dealerships is to simplify the purchase process, and they tend to focus mostly on customer service. This model tends to work best with used car only dealerships, as new cars have several variables like rebates, incentives, and performance-based kickbacks from the manufacturer. The biggest upside to this style is oftentimes you complete your entire purchase in less than an hour. Say what? Add in the fact that you don't have to hide whether you have a trade or your own financing, since none of the numbers can change, and you have a mostly stress-free, quick, and straightforward experience. Ah yes, can you still get a good deal? For the most part, yeah. But it's going to require a lot of research and comparison on your part. You may even have to include some shopping at some more traditional dealerships and haggling down the price to see what the actual selling price for a similar vehicle is.
But Daryl, you said the point of these dealerships is you don't have to haggle.
This is true, and while you can scout forums and check pricing websites to confirm you're making an informed decision, you'll never know if you're getting the best deal unless you shop all the competitive dealerships. So, is it even worth my time? Yeah, for a certain buyer, getting a good deal and having an easy, stress-free experience is more important than getting the absolute best deal. Also keep in mind, as vehicles age at a dealership, they'll lower the price and you can end up finding a great deal on these aged vehicles. Finally, if you're a bad negotiator or just don't feel comfortable with it, you may end up getting worked over by a traditional dealer. Even with a sticker price that's lower to start with, after fees, interest rates, and after the finance department gets done with you, you may end up paying substantially more for the exact same vehicle. The price of the car is the price of the car, but let's talk about this other stuff model. I like to call these the transition dealerships. While they've adopted the idea of market-based pricing and no negotiation on the sticker price, there is often still plenty of negotiation left to do. This includes things like fees, interest rates, warranties, sometimes even your trade-in value. Dealerships like AutoNation and several major regional dealerships groups have adopted this hybrid model. The upside here is you eliminate a big chunk of the negotiation process, but you still have some flexibility when it comes to getting a good deal. Many of these dealerships have also added additional focus on customer service, and more often than not, you won't face a closer or a hard seller till you get into the finance office. The golden question, can I get a good deal? In short, yes. Like any other way you buy a car, getting a good deal starts with research. Make sure that the price listed is competitive within the market, and use pricing websites and shop other dealerships. Check the forums and see what other people have paid for a similar vehicle. The real art comes when we start talking fees, financing, trade values, and products. With these dealerships, at least 2 of these things are still negotiable, and oftentimes all 4 are. If your trade value is negotiable, you're still technically negotiating on the price of the vehicle. Dealerships often do something called under-allowing or over-allowing on your trade. Under-allowing means they evaluate your trade-in vehicle at a certain price, let's say $10,000, but the offer that you see for the vehicle is $8,000. That means that dealership just gained $2,000 of profit on your trade. Over-allowing is exactly what you think it would be. Your trade value is $10,000 and you just aren't happy with that. Well, the dealership will give you $11,000, and in doing so, they subtract $1,000 of profit from the vehicle that you're purchasing. Now, over-allowing is a lot less common with this dealership style, but under-allowing is still used in order to maximize the total profit of a deal. In a later episode, I'll cover trade-ins in a great deal, but for now, just know you should spend as much time researching the value of your trade-in as you do with the value of the car that you're buying. If it's a new car, check all available rebates and incentives and shop the vehicle in multiple dealerships and states to ensure you're getting the best deal. If fees are negotiable, then negotiate anything out that isn't a federal, state, or local charge or a dock fee. Sadly, those aren't negotiable. Check rates and terms with your trusted bank and compare them to what the dealership is offering. And if you're interested in products and warranties, always negotiate these down as they're the largest profit margin in the dealership. The No-Haggle Dealership model, or we can call them for what they really are, the poser dealerships. These dealerships prey on people who think they're going to get a similar pricing and a similar experience to shopping at something like a CarMax or an AutoNation. However, they're not. Now, for legal reasons, you'll never see an advertisement or a posting saying things like one price or no haggle. They'll use similar slogans like stress-free pricing or no hassle pricing. All this means is they want you to think the price is the price in hopes that you won't try and negotiate and they can just ring in the profit. If you can see through the nonsense, then yes, you can get a good deal. But I'm telling you, you have to be a strong negotiator to achieve it. While these dealerships are basically a traditional model with some clever wordplay, they also spend a lot of time and money training their staff to push their pricing narrative. Now, once you break through this and the dealership knows that you see through their ploy, you're essentially dealing with a traditional dealership, which means everything's negotiable. And how good of a deal you get is based on what the dealership owns the vehicle for and your ability to negotiate your purchase price as close to that number as possible. Trade-ins, rates, products are all in play here. This also includes the under and over allowing we discussed before. In a future episode, I'll dive deep into negotiating and the research required to get a good deal in these types of dealerships. And if you're watching this episode at a later date, I'll have a link posted somewhere on the screen. So, can you get a good deal at a No-Haggle dealership? The answer is yes, but ultimately that's going to be determined by the time you spend on researching your purchase. For some people, the time saved and the headaches avoided are going to far outvalue the final purchase price of the vehicle. And at the end of the day, if you don't have faith in your ability to negotiate, consider sticking with one of the more true No-Haggle dealerships. Good deals are out there if you take the time to shop and compare. If you found this helpful, please consider clicking that subscribe button and hitting the notification bell so that way you can stay up to date on all my future videos. And share this video with anyone you know who's looking for a new or used vehicle. If you hit that thumbs up, it lets me know I'm doing a good job. And also, comment down below with any questions you have or any ideas you have for a future video. Till next time, this is Daryl with Behind the Desk.